Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining today's webinar. My name is Cheryl Jennison DeProza, and today I'm joined by some friends and colleagues in the Shure Audio Institute, or SAI, and they're going to be talking us through a little bit of training with Shure and how you can access our online training tools. Those lovely colleagues and friends are Mr. Dave Klein, who is the director of the Shure Audio Institute, and Sam Gibbs, who is a manager of SAI. So today's agenda, we go to the next slide. We're going to start by talking about what is SAI and what we do. Then we're going to go into certification and learning curriculums. We'll talk about Shure product training, online learning, and the portal demo, and then FAQs and Q&A. And just a side note, as we go through, we'll do those Q&As at the end, but if you have any questions as we go through, please type those in the Q&A section. Type them in, be patient, and we will answer as many of those as we can at the end of the session. And then just one more note before we dive into this agenda. This session is being recorded and will be available for on-demand viewing. Usually takes us about a week or two to get it available, but once it is ready, it will be available at shure.com/webinars. That's shure.com/webinars, a great place to see all of our upcoming webinars and all of our past archive webinars. All right, so I think that's all of the housekeeping. Let's get into the good stuff. Take it away, Dave.
Well, welcome everybody. Let's get to this next slide. Oh, I love this slide. As we see everything that comes up on this slide, you know, we all are very, very busy with our day jobs and our home activities. And many times we just think we don't have the time to be engaged in any learning besides just getting my job done. Well, we at Shure understand that, and we've tried to make it as easy as possible for all of you to register on our learning management system, take classes online. Two things about this is that the training that we have online is available 7/24. So if you find a convenient time that if your boss is telling you to take training on a Shure product, or if you're just interested in some audio concepts, we have all that covered for you, and it's free. Shure does not charge for any of its training. We believe that a trained customer is a good customer, and we want to make sure that we give you this training free of charge, and hopefully that makes it more attractive too. Next slide. Well, Cheryl just introduced us. So SAI, we're that Shure Audio Institute. We are the global team that develops training material, both instructor-led and online. And we use many subject matter experts from the globe to make sure that our training is delivered timely and with technical accuracy. And if you ever are looking for training, you can always, and Sam's going to show this in a little bit, you can always go to the shure.com site, search on Shure Audio Institute, and that will take you to our landing page, and a lot of stuff is available via that route. And again, Sam's going to give us some good demos later on how to access the learning management system. So Sam, take it away.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks for sharing that info. So I want to go through with you the courses that we have on offer with the Shure Audio Institute. And we offer a number of different courses depending on your needs, your applications, and I'm ever so sorry my slides keep moving, but I'll talk you through this. So we have the product portfolio overviews that look at the features and benefits of our courses. We also offer sales enablement training for our Shure resellers to help support you in reselling Shure products. We have our technical enablement training for those of you that are out working with the products, installing them, commissioning them, working with them day to day. And then we've taken the expertise of our team here at Shure to create audio best practices and techniques to be able to give you the foundation of the knowledge of the technology within the products, such as wireless technology and networking, so that you can go out there and get the full benefit. We have a different set of methods that we use for our learning. As Dave has mentioned, we have, of course, our self-paced online learning courses, and that's why we're here with you today to discuss those. We also have our webinars like this one today, and we do hold these on a regular basis, as Cheryl said, so please go on and check those out. The online learning courses, we make sure that they can be as engaging as possible, and all of the webinars are archived for future reference. We also offer our instructor-led and virtual instructor-led training events, so that we give you the opportunity when we can, when there are no restrictions in place anymore, to get in front of the Shure kit, play around with it. There is no better way of learning how to do something than actually doing it yourself. So we do offer these regionally, and I would urge you to contact your regional Shure teams for more information on any events that they are holding. You can also check out the Shure.com website, which I'll show you in a little while, on where any of that information will be shared. And something else we like to do is to join in with any events via public seminars. So perhaps at a trade show, one of the large trade shows like ISE or NAM, Infocom, can we deliver some training there free of charge for people whilst they're all in that environment already, save them having to take more time out of their day? Why not come along and listen to one of our training sessions there? So regardless of the method that we use, we always want to make sure that it's an engaging learning environment. Now, I'd like to start off with the Integrated Systems certification of one of our training programs that we currently hold. We launched this back in September 2018, and it's a free, as Dave mentioned, 2-level program which provides customers and users with the comprehensive product info and best practices for the applications relating to the integrated systems market. We developed this program predominantly because there was a shift in who was responsible for the integrated audio systems in this market. We were seeing more and more that this was going to the IT professional who didn't have the underlying audio knowledge that they needed to support these systems. So with that in mind, we created this 2-step program. The Level 1 program is a technical sales program comprised of 5 courses, covering the basics you would need to know to make a start on this. We also have the Shure Integrated Systems portfolio included here to familiarise yourself with the products that are available. And then, as I mentioned, we have this best practices on merging AV and IT systems. So enabling the AV professional to have conversations perhaps with the IT department who may have some reservations about putting audio products onto a network, for example. So we're offering support that way. There is also an end of level exam, and upon completion of that, you are awarded this lovely badge that we've got shown here, and you can continue on to level 2 if you wish, or if you wish to stay at that point, that's fine too. Level 2 is a more nitty-gritty technical kind of training. We go into more depth information with our most popular course, actually, the Shure Masterclass Wireless Best Practices and Techniques. This is available as both an online and an instructor-led training, depending on whether your local Shure team are able to hold that. And I do urge you, if you are interested in wireless, please check this out. It is our most popular course, covering all things RF. We'll also go into more deeper networking information, particularly for AV professionals, looking at the design of a conference room and all of the aspects that you would need to consider, including the acoustics. And we also ask that you are Dante Level 2 certified to complete the Level 2 certification, and that can be obtained directly from Ordinate. And then upon completion of the final exam for this, you are again all awarded this little badge. You can then add that to your email footers, let your customers know that you have taken this certification to give them confidence in you, that you know that you can handle the product. We do also offer what we call a test out option. So if you are familiar with these subjects already, or you may know some and not the others, you do have the opportunity to take the test alone, and you don't have to go through the full content. And there is more information on our certification pages on the SAI web pages, which I will show you later on. Now there's a little sneak peek here from Dave, would like to share some information with you.
Thanks, Sam. Over the past few years, not only Shure, but a lot of people have seen the technology changes, especially in the advanced integrated systems area. And due to that, and wanting to support our customers with more hands-on training, we're in the process of creating 4 technical workshops. And these workshops will cover corporate wireless, conferencing and meeting. And then we also have our Microflex Advanced Ecosystem Solution, which is a technical workshop. All of these workshops are created with maximum hands-on, where the students will be with a team at a table with our products and actually running through different scenario labs that will require them to connect the equipment together, get it to play together, and then also configuring these products in different types of conference rooms, and then making sure that it works and doing a test call. So these, and we're excited to announce that we're expecting all of these new advanced IS certification courses to be available by August of this year, 2022. Of course, that's all dependent upon where this pandemic goes and when we're allowed around the globe in our different office facilities to offer up live training. But again, we are very excited to share this with you. Next slide. RF certification is a certification that we developed just prior to the pandemic hitting. And realizing now with the pandemic, we've done some recent research, and many people, and we're calling over here in the States, we're calling it the Great Resignation. And then we have many baby boomers that are deciding to take retirement instead of returning to the workforce. And we know in the audio world, the pro audio world, it is impacting the people that have been there for years doing those different jobs for live sound. And understanding that, we are really looking forward to the time we can get back together and deliver live training, because this RF certification that we put together really will support a lot of these professionals that maybe have changed or given new responsibilities they didn't have before, especially around the wireless systems that we use in a lot of our live sound shows, touring shows, theater, and all that. And with that, we have the wireless masterclass. Sam just mentioned that. It's one of our most popular courses. We call it the Shure Masterclass, Best Practices and Techniques. And it allows us to offer to you everything RF. And if you've ever attended that live training, it has a lot of great instructor demos and examples. And because of COVID, we've actually brought this masterclass to online. Those same great instructors that taught it in person, we put them into a studio and they deliver the same great training, but now it's online. And they did include all those wonderful examples and equipment demos they did that made that class such a success. So again, we put it online. It's one of our most popular online courses today. And it is part of that RF coordination, or excuse me, RF certification as a prerequisite. So I really recommend you get in there and you take that course. Next slide. Part of the other prerequisites for the RF coordination workshop and the RF certification is wireless workbench tutorials. One thing we realized early on as we're developing that RF coordination workshop is that we wanted to make sure that people had a baseline knowledge of wireless workbench before they came to that 2-day instructor-led workshop. We wanted to make sure that they didn't come in cold and understood what wireless workbench 6 is all about, and that they would have that same baseline knowledge, so we could start with that baseline of knowledge. We start teaching and going through some of those scenarios that we have in that workshop. Next slide. Then the RF coordination workshop itself is a 2-day workshop. We offer different scenarios. You think about live sound, you think about those outside performances that we have around the globe. You think about theater and the live performances done in theater. So what we've created is a bunch of different scenarios that we have the students perform wireless frequency coordination for those different areas. And we have the students do this with the equipment in front of them so they can actually look at and understand what they're doing in real time. And at the end of that, we actually have a practical exam where you're given a scenario and you go in and you plan the frequency coordination for that scenario. And then we also have a written exam. But we really feel this is going to be worthwhile. Again, as I mentioned, we have the great resignation going on in the States. We have the baby boomers retiring. For those people that may have new responsibilities, this would be a great workshop to come to and get that experience. Next slide. The other thing that's happened over COVID is we realized with this great resignation and people retiring is we had to put some building blocks together, especially on the pro audio side. So we've created a 3-level curriculum that will take people all the way from level 1, which is kind of the understanding technology and concepts of audio, all the way through wireless basics. Then we've created our product training. So we have product training that you can take and get to know our Shure products in the pro audio area. And then just like I mentioned at our coordination workshop, we're creating these advanced training where you have the maximum hands-on. You get to play in a safe environment with instructor guidance to help you on your way if you get lost. But these 3 level of pro audio will definitely meet the need of those people returning back to the workplace that may have new responsibilities they didn't have prior to COVID. And I think I hand this off to Sam for the next slide.
Wonderful, thanks, Dave. So we've talked about the integrated systems market and the pro audio market, and we saw that there was also a gap for another market that we at Shure are really passionate about, and that is the musician and consumer market. So we worked with our local teams and our customers, and we developed a series of courses, particularly for our retail store employees, to assist them in improving the customer experience, to make sure that when a customer comes into store, that they are able to provide them with the right information so that they can get the product that they need for their application. We also realized that a lot of these courses can also be used and are really helpful for the users of the product, such as musicians and those of you that are podcasters and videographers. And podcasting has gone kind of crazy in the last few years, and this is real good fundamental knowledge for people that aren't familiar with the things that you would get in the professional audio world. So this training series is comprised of 3 levels. It's kind of a learning path with a suggestion, although you can take any course at any time. The skill seeker courses provide just that. Those of you that are looking to seek some more skills. So it's the foundational introduction to the technology. The best course that we have here by far is this wonderful introduction to microphone technology course. It's popular for everybody, for different levels. It covers things like the polar patterns, frequency response, understanding the difference between a condenser and everything else, and the diaphragms. Really good starting points. And there's also information on our listening products. So, looking at the difference between sound isolation and noise cancellation and what that means, why more than one driver is, different in your in-ears. So those provide the foundational information. Then we go into the fast track training courses, and these are the Shure product specific courses, all very short chunks of information. These look at the features and benefits of the product. We do know that those that work in the consumer, a musician and the MI world don't have an awful lot of time to be doing training. Most of the time they've got to be on the shop floor, right? That's what they're there for. So we've made sure that all of this training is really easily digestible in small chunks. I think that the longest courses is 15-20 minutes. So it's nice and easy to be done on the spot. And then for our Shure customers, those people that are selling the Shure product, we do offer the product advisor courses. And this merges the concepts that you've learned as a skill seeker and the stuff within the fast track for the product, and then understanding how to best sell that to a customer. And how to select that product for them. And as I mentioned, these are restricted just to Shure partners only. But if you are not a Shure partner, then please feel free to check out the Skill Seeker and Fast Track content. It's really cool. So of course, with all of this, we've also got our Shure product training, and there's a load of it. But I've just pulled out some bits and pieces here to give you some examples. I'm not going to read through it because you can all read, and then you can also go onto the portal and check it out. But we've got all of the products from our integrated system portfolio. We've got our software training. We've got wireless systems, wired microphones, and of course the listening products as well. And there are different courses available. We have some sales courses, some technical courses. We also have those general conceptual courses, which we're using a lot of these as examples. And we've got a series of how-to videos as well, which we've recently started to create. And these are looking particularly at the wireless systems and how you would set up and use these wireless systems. So they're worth checking out as well. And I've mentioned a couple of times about this sales training, and I wanted to just share this with you for any of those of you that are on a call who are a Shure partner. We have sales training available to you and those of you around the world that sell Shure products. So if you are a contracted Shure partner and you're listening in and you would like access to this content, please contact your Shure regional sales manager or representative, and they'll have more information on how you can access this training. So let's talk about what we're here to talk about, online learning. So we are really pleased at Shure that we have an amazing amount of award-winning training available to you at the click of a button online at any time of day. We're ever so proud that we won a SCN Stellar Award for 3 years in a row for our online training. Just a little bit of self-promotion there, but it just, you know, this is voted by the user, by the learner. So it was a wonderful thing to be able to see that people are really interested in what we've got to offer. We also want to let you know that this our learning portal is available on a mobile device, either via the browser or via a downloadable app that you can get from your particular app store, and you can download that and you can do your training on your mobile or your tablet, whatever that may be. It's all geared up for all of those applications. Recently, we had some major updates to our learning portal, and I wanted to share them with you today. Any of you that were familiar with the portal before December may have realized that there were different sign-up links depending on where you were located in the world, and this was to make sure that we could offer you the best support possible. However, with different changes and updates that were made to the program, we're now able to offer one portal link for everybody. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, it's one link. Click here, sign up, log in, it's all the same. We also have a dedicated branch for our Shure partners for you to be able to access that sales training that we've discussed. We now are really proud to announce that we've got the ability for the learner to choose the preferred language of your interface. So regardless of where you are and the language you speak, we can also change the language of the portal interface, so that helps engage in your learning and hopefully help the situation for you. We have also streamlined our course catalogue and the categories, which are now in alignment with those categories on our Shure.com web pages, to make it easier for you to find the courses that you want. We've taken a two-level approach for the categories, where we've categorized by language first of all, and then within those we've got the application and the topic for the content that you might be looking for. As I mentioned, we're promoting the learning on the go. We know that everyone's super busy. Dave opened the presentation with this, so if you don't have time to sit at your desk and do this training, then log on your train ride, on in and to work, on your way home. If you've got nothing else to do, a bit of mindfulness maybe, just kind of separate. It's not all crazy in depth, got to concentrate stuff. There's lots of stuff that you can do on the go to help engage that knowledge as well. And with these updates to the learning portal, we now have a global gamification leaderboard for points and badge collections, and I want to share some more information on that with you now. So all of our online courses offer points and badges for course completion, and you can collect points by successfully completing a course and for any successful attempts at a test. And the badges are available for successful completion of our courses and the tests, but also for submitting your feedback in our surveys. All of our courses have got a feedback survey at the end, and we really invite you to be honest and provide your feedback, because we can't make our courses any better. We can't create new ones if we don't hear from you and what you need. That's what's important to us. Both of the points and badges offer a global leaderboard, and I'm going to show you how you can see that from your Learning Portal account in a moment. And we want to challenge you, can you be the best? Can you get to the top of those leaderboards? A bit of healthy competition amongst your friends and colleagues maybe is always good fun. So in a moment, I'm going to go through, come out of this presentation and share my desktop with you to show you some demonstrations of our Learning Portal. And I want to show you, first of all, how to access the Shure Learning Portal and how to sign up for an account. I'm going to show you how to search for courses, so using that new streamlined course catalogue and the categories that I mentioned before. How to join a group. We have many groups set up, so our certification programs that Dave and I have spoken about are accessible via joining a group, but we also have groups set up regionally by our different teams for our customer base to be able to access certain products. So if that is you and you've been given this information, this will show you how you go about joining the group and where that information then appears to you within your account. How to collect those points and badges that we talked about, and we'll look at the leaderboards and how that shows up for you. And then how to contact us. So should you have any problems or queries regarding your training at any time, I'll show you how you can get in touch with us and contact us. So bear with me while I come out of this presentation, and I'll go over to my browser, and I want to start off here at the Shure.com website. I'm accessing it here for the Americas, but you can change this depending on where you are in the world, and many of these web pages are also translated for you as well. From the main website page, if you go to the support tab, because we at SAI, is what we do is we're here to support you, and under there you will find the Shure Audio Institute. Here you'll be taken to the SAI web pages where we have the information relating to all of the training that's available to you. If you scroll down, you'll see the information here about the certification programs, and this is where you'll see the integrated system certification and the RF certification and those groups that you would need to join and the keys provided for those. That information can be found in there. What I want to concentrate on today is the online learning section. Within here, we have a selection of online courses that are changed periodically, just some things that we think you might be interested in taking just a sneak peek look at. You can scroll through, have a look at these, see if anything takes your fancy. If it doesn't, no worries. We've got a whole heap more that you can have a look at. At the bottom of the page, we've got some instructions here on how to get started. And also at the very bottom is definitely worth me mentioning. We have these 6 very cool how-to videos which cover all of the things that I'm going to be talking about today. But if you need to refer back to them because you've missed anything, you can find them here. So from this step 1 on how to create an account, I'm going to take you through to the Shure Learning Portal now. Here we go. So this is the main page that everybody will be brought to. If you already have an account, you can come here and you will be able to log in from this page using the login in the top right hand corner. It will ask you for your username and your email and your password, and you can log in there. For those of you that might be new to this, you can sign up for an account here. And I'm going to talk you through how to do that. So when you sign up, you will be prompted to enter some information in here. We do ask that you create your account with an email address that you use and that you do have access to. And the reason being is that we want to be able to contact you if there are any problems or if we think there's any recommendations for training that you might be interested in. You'll be prompted to create a password and also provide some information about yourself and what you do so that we can help support the training for you. So we're asking for your job function, your company name, where you're located. Let's fill out mine for this. And here we go. We also have our data privacy terms here. You can see these full terms at any time at the top of the learning portal by clicking data privacy terms. And we just ask that you read through those, and then you can decide yourselves whether you would like to agree or disagree. For any of our Shure partners who are looking to access the training and have been provided with a Shure Partner Key, you'll be required to enter your Shure Partner Key here, please. And then for anybody else that's not a Shure partner, you can leave that box blank. Just to confirm you're not a robot, and then go ahead and create your account. Once you're in, you'll be taken to your homepage dashboard, and this is your learning environment. So this is it before you've got any courses. From here, you can look at all of your training information, but before we go into getting some courses, I want to show you some information first. So at the top of the page, you'll see your name, and if you hover over that, it brings down this drop down menu. And then from there, if you click My Info, it opens the My Info page, which is the information that you've just provided in your sign up. You can change this information at any time. If you change company, or if your email addresses have been updated at your organization and they need to be changed, this is your account. The learning is attached to you and not the company that you currently work for. So if you leave your current employer, you can take your training with you. So all you would need to do is log in, go to My Info, and then change your details here. The other thing that I wanted to show you is what I mentioned earlier, is the ability to change the language of your interface. So under here, you have the language section. If you go to the drop down, you can choose a different language. You can also choose a different time zone depending on where you are. And considering I've chosen Spanish, I am going to try and find on the list Madrid, Spain. Once you've made your changes, go down to the bottom of the page and click Update User. And now you will see that anything that is embedded within the platform itself, within the interface, has been translated for you. So all of this is now available in Spanish. And as you go through, the rest of the portal will follow. Now I'm going to change it back because very sadly, and I hate to admit it, I don't speak Spanish. So we'll change it back to English. And now let's have a look at how you would go about getting some courses. Now, from any point in your account, you can go back to the home page. You can either do that by clicking Home or on the Shure Audio Institute logo in the top left-hand corner. So let's have a look at this course catalogue that I have been raving about. So if you click on course catalogue on the right side of your screen, it takes you into the catalogue. And here you will have all courses that are available to you. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll currently see there's just under 290 courses in this catalogue. Now that seems like a lot for you to scroll through, right? And it's really time consuming. And there are two ways that you can search for the courses that you might be interested in. First of all, I want to bring your attention to the search courses bar at the top left. If you know a particular product that you're looking for, you can type that product name in here, or if there's a concept that you're looking at, so potentially networking or RF, wireless, if you type that in this box, anything relating to that will appear. It will also show you all of the different language variations that are available as well. Or you can go over to the categories on the right hand side. And as I mentioned before, we've gone in the first level to look at the language of the course. So you then can choose which language you speak and which courses that you would like to look at. And if you speak multiple languages, you can choose different ones as well. So once you expand the language, it takes you into the application and the topic, and then you can choose which topic you would be looking for and the content that you would be interested in taking. And these are the topics that align with our Shure.com web pages. So let's go back over here and let's take, for example, I'm looking to take the MXA 910 training. I would type that in there, and I've been given all of these different options. And you can see on the categories that it actually dwindled it down just to those that are available. Now I don't know which one I want, so I'm just going to click on the English version, and it will give me those available to me. Now I don't want the exam because that's just for those people that have done an instructor-led training. I want to take the full online course. So I would click on Get This Course. and then it would enroll me to this course, and this will have changed to you now have this course. If you click again, it will take you into the course to get started. Now, ordinarily, you would be able to start or resume the course here. However, this particular course has a prerequisite in place that you need to complete before you're able to attend this one. Now, for information on any prerequisites that might be in place, from within your course, scroll down to the bottom, and past all the content, you will see the prerequisites section. And if there is something applicable, it will tell you what it is here, and you're able to click on that. So it will take me to the Networking for Shure DSP and Audio Interfaces course and allow me to enroll on that to be able to take that course as well. And then from there, I can start the course and it opens up in the page here. At the top of the page, once you're within a course, if you hover over the course name, you can go through and you can see all of the modules that are available, and all of the content units within those, so you can keep track of your progress throughout your training. If you have already completed a unit and you would like to go back and redo it, you will be able to go into anything that is now not grayed out. So for example, once I've completed this first unit and I go on to the next, I would be able to go back to the one before it if I needed to refresh on some of that material. This can be really handy when you get to the end of module quizzes, if there's something you're not quite sure and you can just skip back and have a look and then go back to your quiz. If you want to come out of your course at any time, in the top left-hand corner, there's a back to course info arrow, and it will take you back to that page with your information. Now, if we go back to the home page and have a look what your dashboard now looks like, you can see that it's now populated your dashboard with those courses that you're enrolled on, and it will have categorized those based on the categories within the course catalog. And this is to help you find them when you come into your learning dashboard. These are expandable and shrinkable if you don't want to see them, and if you're looking for something more particular and you don't want to scroll through, these can be shrunk. They can also be changed into a style format, into these tile formats if you prefer to view your courses that way. So now that we've looked at those, let's look at how you would join a group for the certification programs. You'll see on the right-hand side, you've got Join Group. If you have the information obtained from either your regional sales team or from the certifications page on the website, and you have the key that you need to join the group, you would click Join Group here, and then you'd be prompted to enter your group key. So I'm going to enter the group key for the Integrated System Certification Level 1 and click Join Group. Once that's done, you'll see that you've been successfully added to the group, and all of a sudden on your homepage dashboard, these courses have been added to your account for you. So by joining the group, it eases you with finding these courses. It will place them on there for you. You won't have to scroll through the catalogue and find anything in particular. It's a nice, quick, easy way of being able to join a number of courses. So as you can see here, I'm now joined with the Integrated System Certification, and all of those courses are here ready for me to take. With these, they are restricted, much like the MXA 910, because there is a prerequisite. However, the Audio Basics for Meetings and Conferences is the first one in the program, and that's ready for me to take. Once that's done, it then opens up for you to take them in a cascading order. So that's how we join our groups, and I want to show you now some information on the points and badges and how you go about collecting those. So under your homepage dashboard, you will see the Progress tab. You can also see that by hovering over your name at the top and clicking on My Progress. Now this gives you a really lovely overview of your training to see how many courses you've got in progress, how many you've completed, how many you've got but you haven't started. Which I always really like is how much time you've taken. I always think it's really cool when you actually see that, because it really does add up. And you can also look at it in here, there's some kind of infographic graphs to show you. You can look at your activity over certain periods. And then down the bottom, we have this information on your badges and your points. Now, I haven't got any because I haven't actually completed any courses. But as you go through and you start to complete your courses, this will become populated. You can look at these all the time, and we have 8 badges available. So you get 8 badges for completing courses, and to get to the top, you need to complete 128 courses. Each time you are awarded a badge, it will flash up on your screen and it will turn green. So each time this will build up, and once you get to level 8, that's the top level you can get to. For the tests, we have 8 badges again, and to become a test expert, it's 256 tests that need to be passed. Now, this might sound like a lot, but many of our courses have end of module quizzes, and they are included within the tests. So actually, it's not as many as it sounds. And then, as I mentioned before, the survey badges. So it's really important that we hear this feedback from you. And as you complete more and more surveys, you become a patron and you get all of your badges for that too. Now, at the top of your screen, you will see this grey button that says 0 points. As you start to accrue points, the number of points that you've got will appear here. If you click on it, it will take you to the leaderboard. And it will show you the leaderboards for both the points and the badges. It will show you your position in the leaderboard and how many points you have. And this is quite disappointing because I'm 8,179th in the whole of the Shure Audio Institute leaderboard, and that was difficult to say. But it also gives you the opportunity to see who's in first place and how many points they've got and how much training you would need to do to get to that point. Now here we've got some information on how to collect those points. So for each course that you successfully complete, you're awarded 200 points. And then for each test that you complete, you are awarded 2 times your test score. So if you have a course with 1 test and you could successfully pass the test, the maximum points you could get would be 400. So 200 for the course completion, and then 2 times your 100% score on your test is another 200, 400 points. But for those courses with some extra end of module quizzes, you've got the potential to earn a lot more points with those as well. You can also look at the badges and how many badges you have and where you are in the leaderboard for that. So now we've talked about this, I want to just show you quickly if you need to get in contact with us. At any time, if you need to contact the SAI team, at the top of the screen, both once you're logged in and before you've actually logged in, there is the opportunity to contact us. If you hover over more and click contact us, you'll be taken through to the contact us page where you can click on the link to contact the SAI team. You'll be redirected to one of our contact forms on the web page, and this is to make sure that we have as much info as we can to be able to support your query. Be asked to fill in the information. Please give us a description of what the issue is or the question that you have. Also, please change the course category to Shure Audio Institute training, and that ensures it comes through to me and my team and we can get through to that query as quickly as possible for you. And also, if it's relating to a product, you can choose the product here. If not, you can click other, and that's absolutely fine too. Once you've filled out all of the information, come down to the bottom and click submit. Then that comes through to our team and we'll be able to get back in touch with you as soon as possible. Now we've looked at this demo, I'm going to just shoot back over to the presentation. Now I showed you how to join via the website, but you can also sign up directly with the URL. So if you want to go to sai.training.shure.com, sai.training.shure.com, you can sign up for a free learning account to access all of the free training that's available today. Now, just before, Cheryl, we go in to see if there's any Q&A, I have got some FAQs that we often get asked. So I wanted to kind of cover these just in case it helps anybody out there and in case anyone's already asked these questions. So one thing we get asked all the time is, I've changed company and I need to change my account details. How do I do that? So like I mentioned before, from within your portal, you can change those details at any time. It's your training, it's your account. If you log into your account and go to My Info, you can make those changes, update it, and it's all done for you. One thing that people more than often do, because they don't realize they can change the information, is they create a new account. And then they contact us to say, I've got 2 accounts, can you please merge them? And this is something that we can do for you. So if you have already created a new account because you weren't aware that you could change the details, please get in touch with us and we can merge those two accounts together and then make sure that we're using the most up-to-date contact information for you in the account that's relevant, and we can delete the old one. One other thing that we get asked is, my account is inactive. How can I make it active again? Now, for anyone that's had an account for a long time and they've not accessed it, to make sure that we're not contacting you unnecessarily, make your account inactive. But that doesn't mean that you can't come back to learning at any time. The account is always there for you. So if you log into an old account and you receive an error that says your account's inactive, please drop us a note and we will be able to go in and activate that account for you as soon as possible so you can start your training again. And then lastly, for the FAQs, we get asked a lot that I've failed an exam, can I retake it? And I wanted to kind of go through this very quickly with you. All of the final exams within our SAI courses, you have 4 attempts to take them. So if you're unsuccessful on your first attempt, you're able to try again immediately. If you are unsuccessful on your second attempt, you are required to wait 24 hours before the system will unlock for you to try again. Now, during this time, we ask that you go back, you take a look at the content again, any of those things that you think might be challenging to you, and then, refresh your memory and your knowledge before you try again 24 hours later. If you are unsuccessful on that third attempt, then the system will lock for 30 days. And the reason it locks for 30 days is because at this point, we want to be able to offer you more support because there's something that's not quite right here. And we want to make sure that you're understanding this, and we're helping you to get there. So when you're unsuccessful 3 times, you'll receive a prompt from the system that asks you to get in touch with us. Once you do that, we can then put you in touch with your local Shure team who will reach out to you and understand where your challenges are with this particular course. They will offer information and guidance, offer potentially other information and other sources where you could go to get that information so that you can come back in. The reason we allow 30 days is because we know everybody's busy. You might not be able to get in touch with us straight away. We might have tried to get in touch with you, but you in the meantime are now out on a job and you haven't got time to worry about training. So let's leave it 30 days because it gives us time to have those conversations, and it also gives you time, should you need to go through that whole course again, because once we've got to this point, it may be a nice refresher, go through the content again. Many of our courses have attachments available. So if it's a course that's been used with a PowerPoint attached to it, we will have provided a copy of that PowerPoint presentation to you in the files section of the course as a handout. And you can download that, print it off, make notes as you go along, if that helps your method of learning. So I hope that's kind of helped going through those FAQs. I hope you enjoyed the demo. I am going to send it back to Cheryl now just to see if we've got any questions that Dave and I can answer for you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Sam and Dave. And yes, we do have some questions here. So starting right off the top here, first question I've got, is there a STEM-centered certification for our STEM products?
There isn't a certification, but we are really pleased to say we have a whole bunch of courses available, particularly for the STEM products. And these are broken out into the different products. So there's STEM table, wall, ceiling, control, hub, and we've also got one on the STEM ecosystem as well, which talks about the whole STEM ecosystem. So although they're not certification programs, there are courses in the catalogue available for you to take.
Great. All right. Next question. Where and when will the next in-person RF coordination workshop take place?
Oh, that's a good question. Dave, do you want to take that?
It all depends upon how this pandemic pans out and when we're allowed to go to live training. We can't offer this one with virtual instructor led because of the maximum hands-on we have for each student. So it is a course that we have to do live. But as soon as we're allowed to go back to live training, we'll push communication out to the different regions so they know it's available for sign up.
So nothing just yet, but stay tuned. They will come back. Awesome.
They absolutely will, yeah. And just keep an eye on your regional websites for information on any events that they're able to host as well.
Great. Next question. Where can I get my Shure Partner Key?
Okay, great question. Thank you for the person who asked that. Please contact your regional sales manager or the representative that you contact regarding Shure product, and they will have the information on what that partner key is, and you'll be able to use that. You can also contact them, and they could contact us to confirm your eligibility to access the partner branch, and we can do it that way if that's easier for you. But I would recommend get in touch with your regional sales manager or rep.
Great. Another question about the partner key. When I put in my Shure Partner Key into my info, will that unlock more sales, the additional sales training you mentioned earlier in the webinar?
Good question. So what happens when you join, when you sign up for an account and you enter your Shure Partner Key, the SAI admin team in the back end are checking all of these registrations all the time. And when we see that someone has provided the correct partner key, we give you access. So you're automatically signed up to access our technical enablement training and all of the conceptual training. But once the account has been validated by an administrator, we will then give you access to the Shure Partners branch. You'll receive a notification from us to say that you've been given access. And then from that point onwards, you'll be able to access the sales training.
Great. Okay, next question here. It was about a specific section, but I think it's a good sort of general question, so I'm going to generalize it. Is there information about the total time to complete each course available?
Yeah, we're actually fixing that right now because not all the courses had that in the description, but we are going back and it will give you the approximate time that each course would take to complete.
Awesome, thank you, Dave. A couple of questions about group codes. Can you please repeat on how to join a group and or where to get group codes?
Absolutely. Now, it depends on the group that you want to join. So all of our certification programs, you can join via a group, and you would go onto the Shure.com web pages, search under Support and Shure Audio Institute, and click on Certifications. And under there, it will give you the key that you need for the certification program that you're looking to join. If it's a group specific that you've been asked to join by your manager that's been set up dedicated for you, or if it's something more specific for your company, please reach out to your regional sales manager or rep again, because they would have that information to you. And then how to join the group. Once you're in the account, on the right hand side, click join a group, enter that key and click join, and it will automatically populate your account with all of the courses within that group. If for any reason you're already enrolled on any of those courses, it won't enroll you again. It's the same instance of course. It's just a nice, easy way for us to give you the courses that you need in one go. There is also a how-to video. So if you would like to run through that again, check out the how-to videos on the online training page of the Shure.com SAI pages, and there is a how to join group video there. Oh, I can't hear you, Cheryl.
Sorry about that. I had to type an answer to something else and I forgot to unmute myself. Rookie mistake. All right, this is kind of a fun, interesting question. Can I earn swag or free products by completing training modules or earning badges?
That is a really good question, and it's really up to the sales region that you're part of. I know that several regions have made the points that you take, and when you get more points, they are offering Shure swag. So I would check with your regional sales manager or account representative there to understand if they're offering that or not.
Okay. Next couple of questions are about Avixa RU credits. Do any of the courses offer Avixa RU credits for CTSD? And yeah, that's the question.
We are an actual training partner with Avixa, so I would say just about all of our courses that we offer Avixa RUs. It depends on the course what level of certification the RU is good for. If you have any questions, you can get the PDF file right from Avixa. If you're used to that, it tells you what manufacturer is offering what training. And we've tried to provide that within the course descriptions, but I'm sure not every course description has it. So your best bet is to get that PDF document from Avixa, and it shows you exactly what they're good for.
Great.
You can also search that on the Avixa website. There's a providers page, and if you go on there and type in Shure into the search bar, it will list all of those courses, tell you the RUs that are available and whether it's for CTS-I, CTS-D, or just CTS.
Great. Here's a good question. I used to have an account with my previous company and I don't remember the password and I don't have access to the company email anymore. Can I transform my account with my new company and how can I go about doing that?
You absolutely can. Wonderful. Thank you for asking. Can you please drop us a note? Please get in touch with us. You can contact us via the contact page on the Shure.com website, or you can email us at sai_training@Shure.com, and I will make sure that either myself or the team pick that up for you, and we can reset the password for you, and then also help you update that information to your current employer.
Great. And then I'm just going to wrap it up with one question that's actually for me, believe it or not. I had a scheduling conflict and started late. Will this session be posted with a link that I may view the whole session? Yes, it will. It'll take us about a week or so to get it edited, but once it's available, it'll be available at shure.com/webinars. All of our past archived webinars are there, along with information about any upcoming webinars. Again, that is shure.com/webinars. And then Sam mentioned another link that I just want to reiterate. Shure.com/contact is a great place to go if you have any questions about any of our products or any of our training or anything. You can go to shure.com/contact and open up a ticket there, and we'll be able to answer any number of questions you have about audio, our products, our training, all that good stuff. All right, so I think that just about wraps up our time. We want to thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you learned a little something. I know I always do, and we hope to see you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody.
Take care.
Bye-bye.